Starting off with a homicidal squirrel, which quickly transitions to waterfall and waterfall and waterfall, followed by, of course, a water crossing, naturally a little fly fishing, next a pristine alpine lake, you see the theme here, with water monsters, Colorado mining history, finding the perfect example of why we overland, finally just enough to turn that smile into a pucker. Everything started off as a perfect and tranquil mountain morning, until...
So this isn't hail. There's a real pissed off squirrel up in the trees above me. And I woke up because it's chucking these green... Those pine cones right there. He's chucking them. And I was hitting the car. Now he's trying to hit Dewey. Look at that shit. That's coming down with some force. I thought it was hailing. That's one squirrel. One real pissed off squirrel. That's bananas. What a little butthole.
The barrage of projectiles from the terrorist rodent continued for about half an hour. Pinned down from superior enemy artillery, I had to remain in the relative safety of my quarters until they exhausted their ammunition supply. He seemed to really have it out for Dewey and kept him in his crosshairs. Luckily, the little guy never took a direct hit. I found these cones crammed into crevices and cracks in my awning and rack for the rest of the summer. Well played, Squirrel. Well played.
Well, didn't really do much filming this morning because between the cold as in the canyon, I really wanted to wait until it got sunny, and the mosquitoes, and that squirrel that had been apparently snorting HGH his entire life, chucking dozens of pine cones down at me, and the dog. I just kind of want to get out of there, but finally did air down. I hear there's some waterfalls up this way, so let's see what we can find out. So the campsite was at about the halfway point of this trail. Looking on Gaia, it says it hooks back up with the freeway. Looking on Google Maps, it says it does not. I'm rolling them dice, and I'm gonna go towards the end just so I could give you guys a review of the rest of this trail. And there's supposed to be a waterfall that I mentioned earlier. Airing down, I just didn't know it was gonna be a dirt road or rocky road yesterday. Is a must on this trail. It's not hard, it's like going over a gravel rock slide the entire time. It'll get your feelings nice and loose. Now these aspens are awesome. Like you can tell, it hasn't been a fire here in a while. They're all just huge and thick, and coming back here, or if you can't come here at all during the fall, like it's the time to do it. I'm sure it would be freaking stunning. I missed the waterfall, but I felt like I still owed you guys a waterfall, so I found this waterfall.
This little gem, which continues to get better and better, is an unnamed bridge creek crossing with a small pull-off. If you have the time, this stop is worth it on a hot summer day.
This was a happy accident. Super freaking cool. Dewey is hating everything. Oh yeah. Well, you guys wanted a waterfall? Actually, nobody actually said they wanted a waterfall. Here, a pretty sweet, freaking awesome waterfall.
Make your way up and around the first small fall, and the second one definitely kicks it up a notch. The unexpected parts of a trip can often be the best.
So, just got flagged down by a family of 3. They, guess it bit up a little more than they could chew when they went down to actually go see that waterfall that I was trying to find, and wanted a ride back to their car. So unfortunately I missed some of the cool, I was waving at some folks. There's actually some obstacles and mud pits, and didn't get it on video because I had to squeeze 3 adults in here, which was not easy. Super nice people. Tried to compensate me, but I had to make it very clear that's not how we do things here in Colorado. Happy to help. All right, so we're about to go start Bolam Pass, 25 miles. You start off in Purgatory, which, if you haven't heard of it, it's a nice ski resort near Durango, so worst places to be to start a trail. So it's right off of 550, and you pop out on 145 between Rico and Ophir, which means I might be doing Ophir tomorrow, so we'll see. This is the result. Just hating life, can't stand it. I swear. On the freeways, he hates it. You get off road and he just passes out. Pull over real quick. So that's the view of Purgatory down there, and it looks like a little bike race for people that like to do what I do, but actually, you know, get exercise.
Bolam Pass starts off with more of the same San Juan scenery, a thick mix of aspens and pines. Certainly no shortage of designated camping here.
The place is busy, but pretty picturesque. Pasture between the hills, a herd of wild mountain cows grazing. Got some wild mountain beasts in the middle of the road. Uh-oh. It's doing it. It's doing it. Does a bear shit in the woods? Answer is yes. If that bear was a cow. Dewey. What do you think, Dewey?
Although you will find this trail well maintained and easy, getting wet always makes the experience more enjoyable and something to look forward to. Doubt it holds up on camera, but the flocks, schools, herds, swarms, whatever a bunch of butterflies are called, were out of a fairy tale. Spying this pretty little thing all off by herself, I had to pull over and say hello. This would have actually been a fantastic campsite.
So actually pulling over to have lunch for frickin' once. Never do it. Gourmet, if you will. Sandwich. And chips, because, you know, this isn't a cooking channel. It's an off-roading and drinking channel. Very different. But there we go. A sandwich. None for you, Dewey. All right. How about that for a quick pit stop view? Not bad. I think I'm on the right trail still. I'm actually not sure, but it's still staying pretty. Look at that. We actually got some ruts to deal with.
Long story short, no, I was not on the right trail. Eventually I had to admit defeat and double back. Although this trail did look to warrant further exploration.
All right, that little sign over there says artificial flies and lures only. This makes me think there's a creek down here, and I would just be fooling myself if I didn't want to stop and see if there actually are some fish over here. So let's go check it out. Not gonna lie, I was hoping the creek was just gonna be like right here, but it's way down there, but I'm like a third the way there, so I mean, coming down's the easy part, right? Here's this giant roaring river. I feel like I need to just pull one fish out of here out of principle. Well, I said catch at least one, and there is a nice little cutty on a, once again, Adam's parachute, but don't get much prettier than that.
Gaining elevation, the trail starts to change its personality.
Apparently, there's snakes for the next 2 miles. So this is the part where you hit some switchbacks, not snakes, and gain some elevation pretty quick. Here's Dewey. Hi, Dewey.
What this trail lacks in challenges, it makes up for with scenery to keep you intrigued. Climbing up out of the valley, you are greeted with the splendor of this stunning mountain range. Up near the top is a small mining encampment, complete with cabins ready to explore.
I think it's seen better days. I guess we can go inside, check her out. I think I'm not up to date on my tetanus. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Apparently Dewey got tired of waiting for me. Next on the prize showcase is Bolam Lake at 11,100 feet, and it happens to be right on the Colorado Trail.
So this place was supposed to be covered in moss and grossness, but it seems pretty freaking sweet to me.
This lake was loaded with bloodthirsty sea monsters, and after sacrificing a couple virgins to them, I was allowed to continue on my way. Or these are just salamander larvae. Basically think tadpoles to frogs. Still though, pretty crazy looking critters. Finding a campsite near here would make for an unforgettable trip. Or here.
Check this out for Scenic Overlook. I know that thing way over there is named something. Forgot what it was. Pretty sweet. And yes, there's a campsite right here, but you are right next to the road, and that could be a little loud.
After the summit, the road narrows up and the views don't give up.
I hope that's mud, not poop all over my arm and splattering.
Finally, things get a little spicy. Have to think skinny thoughts in a full-size rig.
So my best guess would be there was some sort of mill or dam or something here. Not sure, but still pretty. We finished it. We got to the end. 145 is right now. So that 25 miles, even with like stopping to fish and checking stuff out, like old cabins and whatnot, it only took about 4 hours. I was planning on camping on this trail, but it was kind of busy. The first half towards the Durango side, a lot of like camper trailers and big rigs and whatnot. Other side was more ATVs and side-by-sides and dirt bikes. Hoping to find something a little bit more secluded. That being said, beautiful trail, tons of camping. You don't need four-wheel drive really. It's like a 2 out of 10. Maybe if it rained, you might need four-wheel drive. But if you're looking for just a fun route to get from the Durango side over to like the Rico, Ophir side, great way. I mean, if you kind of just stuck to the road and didn't get out of the car, probably do it in 2 hours. I'd recommend it. It's super freaking pretty. Another one where if you came in the fall, it'd probably be gorgeous. But we're going to, Dewey and I, go see if we can't maybe find a camp spot on the Dolores and see if we can't catch some fish tonight. And maybe something bigger than that.
And remember, what's your goal?